When conducting a negotiation, don't put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak. Don't make your final point. You want the person you're negotiating with to do that for you in their head. When making your point, just about the last thing you want to be thinking about is how to get the person you're negotiating with to say you're right. If you want your negotiation to be effective, the goal you're trying to accomplish needs to be their idea. You don't want a yes from them, you want action from them. This requires that you know your goal clearly and concisely, because you want your goal for that person to be executed on by that person. You are not trying to get someone to agree to do something for you, you're trying to get them to actually do it. That's why it's important that it be their idea. Otherwise, the person you're negotiating with, without even realizing it, will actively resist your goal. When we feel that someone is trying to persuade us, we actively resist their goal subconsciously, because being persuaded would make us feel less smart than we thought we were 10 minutes ago. If you structure the conversation in a manner that aims to make you right and them wrong, most of the time you're wasting your time. So this requires restraint on your part. It requires that you know your goals and restructure the conversation. Instead of trying to be convincing, empathize with the person you're negotiating with. Try to understand how they feel. If you can accurately articulate to someone how they feel, they will be relieved to let their guard down. David Burns calls this disarming because when done effectively, that is precisely what it accomplishes. The best way to do this is to actually care about the person you're negotiating with. Tell them how you imagine they must feel without adding anything to it, without judgment or sarcasm. Legitimize their concerns. You don't want to tell someone how they feel or argue about how they really feel. You want them to feel that they understand you. Empathize until they tell you you've got it right, not until you think you have it right. Just as there are 3 rules to real estate, there are 3 rules to negotiation: empathy, empathy, and empathy. As Chris Voss suggests, you don't want your negotiation to end with, "Yes, I'll do it." You want your negotiation to end with, "That's right. That's how I feel." Practice saying things like, "I imagine that," then fill in the blank. "I imagine that you feel you were treated unfairly. I imagine they made you feel as though you were less important. And you have every right to have felt that way." As always, question things, especially the way you do things.